Yesterday, my wife and I, we got our teeth cleaned. We did an exam, got an x-ray done at the dentist here in Thailand. First time going to the dentist out here. First time going to the dentist in Asia. But get this. This is your first time seeing black. Hit a sub. This is just talking about my experience and some of the things that we love experiencing being abroad versus what we've experienced being in the States, specifically in Florida. My teeth have been rather decent over the last years. I used to wear braces, and I was trying to remember. I was talking to Lauren, and I'm like, man, when was the last time I went to a clinic? I got my teeth cleaned, and I think it's been like 15 to 16 years, guys. I kid you not. Before yesterday, I had braces. I got my braces off in I think of '09, beginning of 2010. I stepped into an office in 2018, but they were trying to charge me a couple hundred to a couple thousand because of things wrong with my teeth. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This is even before we've left the country at all, like together at least. This doesn't make sense, so I'm not doing it. So I'm like, I'm usually decent about prevention. So I'm like, as long as I brush my teeth, floss, we're good. My teeth were rather decent. Like, I have no cavities. So that lets you know that you can do a lot of shit on your own. Yeah, look, a lot of shit, you know? You get a lot of shit done on your own. Look, preventive stuff, just normal, consistent things that people overlook can help you save hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands in your overall health. Anyway, that's kind of the first point. The second point is the cost. I got the cleaning. You know, they do the whole 20-minute routine, right? They took x-rays, right? Both sides. We went over it, talked about different, options. I do have one crooked tooth in the back, but I'm like, it's been like that for almost 2 decades. So basically my teeth health, my gum health has been rather upkept going into my 30s, right? So it wasn't expensive. And it wasn't expensive like it would be in the States, or as expensive comparably. Because dentist, treatment is usually not expensive with or without insurance. So in the States, we lived in Florida. With insurance, you probably do a little copay to $0, but you're paying for insurance, which is tied to a job, right? Okay. But if you don't have insurance, if you're paying out of pocket, what I did yesterday would cost $150 to $400. What I did for something routine you do once or twice a year, upwards or close to a half a grand on the higher end. This is in Florida. This is not one of the most expensive states in the country, right? So $150 to $400. On the lower end, still $150. Well, on the lower end of paying for the care I did yesterday, if I was to be in Florida, my dentist treatment here in Thailand was more than 3 times less than what I would pay on the lower end in Florida. So again, $150 to $400 out of pocket, which I paid yesterday out of pocket in comparison. But yesterday I only spent $48. 1,600 baht, right? It's $47 and I think like 60 cents on a conversion. $48 for a checkup, cleaning, x-ray, and going over the x-rays all within the same time. 48 bucks, right? And again, to like on my point of prevention and self-care, that could have been more anywhere I went if I wasn't doing things myself. I haven't went to the dentist in over 15 years. I don't advise you guys to do that, but I haven't done it. So why would I even pay a lot if I've been already taking care of my teeth? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, pretty outrageous in comparison, right? $150 to maybe $400 for a lot of people isn't even a lot, but you could be saving anywhere from 30 to 90% on an appointment, Now this is where I'm gonna end the video. Imagine spending 30 to 90% on everything you do outside of the States. Can you guys actually manage it? Imagine that, like, you know, if you're paying $3,000 in rent, you could possibly spend $200 to $300 on rent. Because I'm talking to a lot of people who are single or who are empty nesters who never had kids, right? So you don't need a lot of space. It means you don't need a lot of overhead. That means you don't need to make a lot of money. That means you guys can be out here and live free and live, you know, and live comfortable, decent quality of life. You go to the dentist, you ain't got to worry about no type of insurance. A lot of your guys' health can change. Anyway, so on and so forth. But yeah, the experience I wanted to share, it's crazy. $150 to $400 on the same routine I did yesterday that only cost me $47, $48.